Today we're going to be talking about a mono white mid-range deck, and let me tell you guys, this is a bit of a pile of cards here, so it's going to be a little hard to explain, but I'm going to try to do my best to keep this as short and sweet as possible. But essentially, the main win con in today's deck is going to be the Voice of the Blessed. Now, if you guys don't know, this is a card that grows over time every time you gain life, and at some point it's going to get vigilance and flying, and it's going to be pretty impossible to deal with. We've got a lot of ways obviously to gain life in this deck. We do run Cigar to Splendor, which is going to gain us life every time we cast a spell, and it's also going to be drawing us a bunch of cards. We've got things like the Celestis, Sunset Revelry. Both of these cards gain us life and do some other things for us to help us, stay alive throughout the game. Now, if that game plan fails, we do have some other great creatures in this deck like AO and Sanctuary Warden, which can both close games in their own perspective. But also we have some planeswalkers to back up these creatures along the way to not only gain us life as well, but also to support the team with some removal and other sorts of effects. Now, the rest of the deck is compiled of some great removal tools, ways to bring things back from the graveyard. There's a lot going on here. Again, kind of hard to explain, but I'll let the gameplay speak for themselves. This deck held its own, and we got a lot of wins here on Mythic Ladder today. I think mono white is actually a very good position, and it's very powerful. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, but before I get out of here, and there'll be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video, so stick around for that if you guys want. And in the meantime, there's a link below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, it helps out a ton, and I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said though, guys, enjoy today's games. Peace. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. What is up? What is up? We are playing mono white today, guys. This deck is insane. I didn't realize how good mono white had it. Like almost every, I mean, not every obviously, but a lot of the really good cards right now are just, hanging around in mono white, and I don't think they're being utilized enough, to be honest. There's a lot of really cool ways you can win the game with mono white, and we've got a couple of different win cons here today. One of those being the Voice of the Blessed. Hoping we can exploit that a little bit today. But man, we've had a lot of luck so far with this on the ladder. We absolutely tanked our rank the other day. I'm sure you already know this from the last video, but we made a really good climb back with the Naya deck that we posted, and mono white has been doing really good for us too. I think we're like 3-0 with this thing already, and it feels like very dominant games too, like not even like close games. So I'm pretty happy with the way things are going currently. I'm gonna go ahead and attack in here, see what the opponent wants to do. That's what I figured. And they are Naya as well, and it looks like they are trying to focus life gain as well, so gotta keep an eye on that. We find a land, hopefully ramping into the AO a little early. Actually, no, that wouldn't make sense, would it? AO's still gonna come down on turn 5. Gala Greeters. We don't care too much about that. That's fine. Depopulate. That could be interesting down the line. We'll see. We'll see how that ends up playing out. But we'll go ahead and drop this down. That way we can slim out the hand here a little bit and draw a card off of this. And then create 2 1/1s. I mean, that seems okay. Obviously, gaining life would have been nice to get that triggered. But we'll see. Let's see if they make a block here. Highly doubtful, but you never know. And these 2 1/1s could make a big difference, especially us drawing a card too. The 2 1/1s can hold them from attacking in on us. And we draw into a Sanctuary Warden, an absolute beast of a card. We're already drawing into a lot of our bigger spells here, which is fantastic. Depopulate, not going to be that viable, I don't think, because I think we're going to outdo them really with the board state. But you never know. This is like a, this could easily be a tokens deck that likes to go extremely wide. And it might be relevant. We'll see. We'll see. All right, another AO is nice. I think I'm gonna go the Warden route just so I can, draw some cards here and go just as wide as they're trying to go. I have some great attacks still. I mean, they're not putting 1/1 counters on the Gala Greeters just yet, so I think we're in pretty good shape. Another land, not ideal. They may make some double blocks on the Voice of the Blessed, which if they do, it's totally fine. Or that. Okay, I've actually seen that card recently. It's an interesting one, man. They deal damage and gain life off of it. It's pretty nice. Almost like a March of the Wretched Sorrow. That's so good for 2 mana, man. That's so good. All right, so yeah, it looks like Depopulate actually is looking pretty good. They found a Jetmir, which is a very problematic card for us. So with that being said, we'll let them draw a card here and maybe just start over. Might be worth it. Might be worth it. There's no reason to attack through here with everything right now, is there? I suppose there could be some value in it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Because if we're going to sweep the board, we might as well try, right? So we're going to decline this because we need the shield counter. The opponent lets a lot of that damage go through, so I'm actually super glad I went that route instead of sweeping the board prior to combat. All right, so they are going to draw a card because of Jetmir, which is a bit of a bummer, but we have a good sweep here. Ooh, Jetmir, though, actually going to be protected from the sweeper. Jetmir protected. All right, let's see what they can do now with this this Jetmir on the field. Ginny Faye, okay. They're definitely going to be able to go extremely wide here, but we scale pretty high. Ah, shoot, that's actually really solid to be able to get those cats in with haste. That's also nice. I can kill Jetmir, so we have a... You're saying there's a chance. Okay, you're saying there's a chance, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and... Let's just read this one more time just to make sure I don't screw this up. Creatures you control get 1/0 and have vigilance as long as they're... Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, so there's no sort of benefit for me to do this right this second. Let's go and just pass the turn here. We'll do it in combat transition and maybe catch some of these creatures off guard because they might think they have a more powerful group of creatures than they do. Let's see if they fall for it. That's if they attack, of course. We do have big bodies here in front of them that might prevent the attack, but no, they send them all through. All right. I say like so. Destroy Evil is got to be one of the most savage cards in Mono White right now. It just does so much for your team. It really, really does. The opponent here doesn't have any instant speed interaction, which is kind of surprising. Another land. Wow, we might get off the hook here really good, guys. We're gonna get the Splendor down. We will attack in with the AO, and then we have Wandering Emperor to come in next turn, which not only is gonna exile something from their field if they attack, but also will give us 1/1 counters that we can take off to draw some cards with the Sanctuary Warden. And Splendor obviously gaining us life and drawing us cards is absolutely fantastic. This is looking really good, guys. Here we go. It was looking pretty bad at first, but you know, the Destroy Evil just came in absolutely clutch for us. I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, put some 1/1 counters here. Look to draw some additional cards. Another Sanctuary Warden is so cool. I'm gonna go here. Gain some more life every time something hits the field. I know we could have dropped the Voice of the Blessed there, but I'm gonna hang on to it just in case. I'm gonna hang on to it as like a backup plan, really. All right, and let's go with another 2/2 body. I mean, let's just try to get wide. That way our opponent
Keep watch for intruders.
that way our opponent doesn't have any good options here. All right, we'll take a loyalty off of the Wandering Emperor. Draw another card.
Always glad to meet my match.
They're down to 6, and we end our turn. We're down to 7. Things can go sideways pretty quick here, though. I'm glad I have these two huge bodies in front of us here, because if they drop like a, I don't know, what would be the most detrimental thing to see here? It'd probably be like a rabble rousing or something, but that wouldn't even get the job done, to be honest. All right, so let's go ahead and let's block here. Let's block here. Actually, that's a flyer, so we got to block here, like so. And just in case. just in case there's some nonsense there. Maybe I should have threw those extra ones on Jetmir, but I've got the shield counter, which means I'm a little less likely to get pulled into some new shenanigans here. All right, looks like we're gonna get another extra card. They get a third Jetmir down. That is their third Jetmir? Wow, good game though, man. That was tough. I think we saw the best that they could offer, and we still got the job done, man. Mono white, I'm telling you guys, this deck is nice. I can't lie, man. As bad of a day as this started out, you know, being with D-ranking and trying out a bunch of cool ideas that I thought were cool and they didn't pan out, it's turning around pretty quickly for me, and it's turning into a very good day. These last two decks we posted, man, the enchantment one yesterday and then this one, they are absolutely powerhouses right now, man. They are smashing through the ladder. I hope we can keep that same energy though. We'll see. We're up against mono black. This is going to be a definite meta deck here. Now, if we go with the restoration, I'm going to go with the wedding announcement because I think I'm going to go Splendor turn 4 here. And if I go Splendor turn 4, the wedding announcement does a much better job of protecting my life total than the restoration does, which gives us a better shot at drawing more cards here. So I think that's the move. Opponent has nothing for turn 3 though. Very surprising. We are going to get another 1/1, so let's go and attack in here. No instant speed spells. I'm pretty confused, I can't lie. Pretty confused. I thought for sure we were up against mono black, and if we are against the traditional mono black here, we should have seen a couple of things by now. Evolved Sleeper, Tenacious Underdog, Liliana. A lot of things we should have come across, but at the moment, nothing. Meat Hook for 1, that's fine. I mean, they gain life, they're not dealing us any damage, so we are still going to draw that additional card. Love that. And we'll go with the second Splendor. I'm going to be absolutely greedy here. I know this is a bit greedy, but again, we get another body to protect our life. And, you know, once these two things are down on the field and we're good to go, then we're going to be drawing a lot of extra cards. But the opponent does have Invoke Despair, I would imagine. Yep, there it is. We take 2 damage, which does put us under the threshold. So there's no extra cards coming our way this turn. I kind of had a feeling that was going to hit us, but there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing can be done, unfortunately, about that. Let's go with Restoration, gain 2 life. And we still have a way to protect ourselves against maybe like a Tenacious Underdog that wants to blitz in, but not a whole lot more than that. That's fine. As long as we're drawing cards, I think against mono black, then we're in good shape. Like, that's all I really care about, to be honest. And I have a Sarah Paragon, which can replay my wedding announcement, which is actually super bonkers. All right. Splendor, draw me 2 extra. That's probably an irrelevant card. All right, let's go ahead and drop a land here, ramp up a bit, thinning out my hand. And Paragon into, like I said, the Paragon into the wedding announcement seems like a very high value play here. Get to play cards from the graveyard. We got to draw extra cards. We've gained now 4 life on the turn, and our battlefield has now been saturated with creatures and enchantments, so we do a pretty good job of avoiding you know, that Invoke Despair. I think we're locked in, guys. We're locked in. We do have to try to stop that Sorin before it gets a little out of hand, because, you know, once they get to that ultimate, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to deal with. But I'm guessing they're gonna create some blockers. No, still drawing. Still drawing. Keep in mind, our restoration flips over next turn, which does become a 3/4 vigilance attacker. Looks like they're gonna minus, I would imagine, here.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
That's high. Honestly, that's high value for us. High value, because if we lose a 1/1 token, it is what it is. We take 1 damage, does nothing to stop our, you know, Splendors, which are gonna draw us cards. They are gonna pump that, sure. They do have 2 planeswalkers though. I mean, 2 planeswalkers is it's a big deal, especially when you got Soren out there whose loyalty is just growing by the minute. AO is fantastic. All right, let's go with AO, and then we'll hold the Wandering Emperor. I think that's honestly a really fine play. I mean, there's not a whole lot our opponent can do. We haven't missed any land drops. We've got almost a full grip of cards in hand here, and we've got some really dangerous creatures on the field. So, I mean, you're just in a really bad spot here, especially when it's snowballing with these Splendors, drawing us these extra cards. And your whole idea, you know, with Liliana is to try to get us off of cards in hand, but it's going to be pretty impossible to do. That's pretty good. I mean, it's an exiling effect. It stops the AO from doing what it needed to do, which is to get either more permanents for us or those 1/1 counters. But again, still, we've got so much value here that it doesn't really matter. That's fine. They're probably going to give Death Touch to this, but we're just going to minus and kill it. So definitely depopulate can go. It's definitely a dead card at this point. They look to draw a card. They are now at 7, which is the amount they need to hit that ultimate. Got to keep an eye on that just in case. Oh, it's only going to deal 13 damage, but it's still annoying to say the least. All right, so they give it Death Touch, which means we're going to have to hit it with the Wandering Emperor. But a little trick before we do that. Oh, they don't attack. Bummer. I was going to say a little trick before that is to declare blockers and then exile it with Wandering Emperor so we can get that extra spirit, but they choose not to even attack, which I guess makes a lot of sense because they want to protect their planeswalkers from my attack. But we are going to get another attacker here, so I don't think they anticipated that. Wandering Emperor, one of my favorite cards of all time, man. Such a good card. I actually pulled an alternate art out of a box recent, a couple months ago for a box opening here on YouTube. Wow, what a pull. What a pull. Well, let's get this down because it's additional mana, so might as well get it down. All right, get the Elspeth in. I mean, this game is as good as over, so I don't know how much longer it'll be till they concede, but I would imagine they will at some point in this game. And then wedding announcement seems good. And then from here, we just got to decide on how we want to do this. I think I'm going to go ahead and just give this first strike. And I'll give this one flying so it can get over the top because it's already got the vigilance too. And I don't really care if Liliana minuses or pluses here. I just want to make sure they can't ult that. I don't know why I care so much about the minus 13, but it does shut down my Sigarda for 1 turn, which I don't really feel like dealing with. I would rather keep drawing these 2 additional cards every turn. It's really nice to always have like 30 cards at all times, you know? It makes Magic so much easier to play, so I'm going to stick to that. We draw 2 more cards. I don't think I've drawn this many cards in, I mean, I don't know how long, and we're playing mono white of all things. Silliness, man. Pure silliness. And there's the scoop. It's all done. It took them a while to get started, though, man. It really took them a while to get the gears turning there with that deck, so they must have kept a pretty, heavy CMC hand there. But anyways, on to the next. That one felt like about as a pure dominating game as you can ask for. Like, we were never in danger. We never didn't have it, Up against Albert. We're finally creeping into these gameplays where we're up against opponents in the 90 percentile and above. So I can smell the 90% coming back, man. Opening hand here is tricky. I do have ramp, though, into our bigger plays with the Celestis, so I'm going to keep it. And we have some removal, but... and it does actually hit... It does hit the Kamano, so I am going to be pretty happy with that. Nice. Nothing from the opponent. Just double checking that it's instant speed. I just... Sometimes you forget, Especially when you play a new deck every day. You tend to forget stuff. Scry to the bottom. They didn't like what they saw there. I definitely like what I'm seeing though with my hand. That is for sure. We'll see ya. We'll be seeing you, bud. Destroy Evil is right. This card couldn't have been named any better. When you're killing a red spell, you're killing a Kamado, you're definitely destroying Evil. All right, wedding announcement. This is feeling like another really good game for us, especially because we have the Depopulate in hand and Cigar to Splendor, which is going to gain us life. Like, there's just, I couldn't ask for better couple of cards here for this matchup. Ooh, they abrade that though. That's actually unfortunate for us. And we miss our land drop. Ouch. Okay, well that's gonna set us back here a little bit, to be honest. The second Warden is not what you want to see off the top. Not in this spot. But we do get a blocker. Mono Red doesn't play anything following that up, which is very strange. I am gonna go for the Splendor for sure. It is it's the no-brainer play if you ask me. I'm gonna hold back though because we are worried about things with haste, and I'd rather worry about my life total than dealing damage right now. I really don't care too much about dealing them this incremental life damage. We're gaining life every turn though now, so this is gonna be really nice. Ayo's gonna gain us a life. Now we're drawing cards and I've got a very big body, so this seems like a much better attack this turn than the previous. Nice. Ayo comes out of the top deck here, so we got a backup in case this one dies. Kind of hard to kill the Ayo though when it's at 5 damage, but they can steal it though, that's for sure. Holy, that's just for the turn, right? It is. Bummer. All right, well, we're gonna need to play this then to combat that card again, because I'm sure they're holding on to another one. I'm sure they're hanging on to another one here. Ouch, man. If they have another one, that's gonna put us in a bit of a tight spot here, because if we block it and kill it, then the opponent gets all that value off of when it dies. Excuse me, I got a cough here. My throat is a little dry. But if they steal it though, again, I mean, I can just let the attack get through, to be honest. I don't see how they come back from this, but you never know. That card caught me off guard for sure. I didn't expect that, so they could drop you know, a couple burn spells in my face if they drop another land maybe, but even that, I don't think there's enough burn spells to do the trick with 4 mana. I hope we don't have a salty opponent here roping us. That hasn't happened in quite some time, to be honest. Hopefully they're just trying to think their way out of this because they're in a tight spot. But like I said, if they have another one of these, as scary as it is, it's not enough to close. All right, there may be an edit right here. If there is, it's probably because they are going to finish roping us out. So I will see you guys on the other side. All right, we're back, and the opponent did decide that they were going to rope us out. So my apologies, but there's a cut there. Hopefully there's a cut there and we weren't just sitting there in silence. It does tend to happen sometimes. But my Cigar to Splendor is going to trigger here an extra card. The opponent clearly has instant speed spells, or they're just triggering off the blood trigger. Either way, it's holding priority, which means our opponent's going to get their final rope here and their head's going to explode. Kind of sad to see that they were probably roping us for the reasons of being annoyed that they lost this game, but it happens. I mean, I just wish this wasn't a thing. Unfortunately, it is. We haven't had this happen in a while though, so I've got to say Arena's been better as a collective unit for that lately, but unfortunately Albert here either DC'd or anyways. That's a good game though. On to the next one. All right, well, that's unfortunate, but you know what, let's keep it moving. It's all good. You know, it happens. Roping and stuff like that does unfortunately happen. I'm feeling good though about the deck. I'm feeling very, very happy about how it's playing out. Opponent gets to go first. Probably a good chance we draw into our lands, and we do have spot removal, but for not such little things. I'm gonna mulligan that. Doesn't feel great. This feels a lot better because we have the depopulate just in case things get a little strange. We're gonna drop this. Oh, sunset draws me a card. Actually, I'm gonna drop this because we have depopulate, right? Seems like the right idea. Ooh, maybe another mono white deck. We'll see. Or an Orzhov. Oh, it's Selesnya. Enchantments. Okay. Okay, we'll see how we do against this. No, I don't think I want to use that just yet. This might be more important to gain life later to trigger our ability to draw cards or our creature to get bigger. Okay. 2 Spirited Companions, not that scary. Let's go and drop a Wedding Announcement. It can block one of those pretty easily, especially if we're planning on hitting to depopulate anyways, which we are, because they are going to get down probably Hollowed Haunting here, which does feel bad. I mean, I don't have a great way to deal with the Hollowed Haunting. Well, instead, they just go with the Harmony. So actually, this depopulate feeling pretty good now. Hopefully nothing from the opponent here that's too big. Again, a Hollowed Haunting is the scariest thing that this deck can produce, and I don't have a great way to deal with it, so I'm just hoping that doesn't make an appearance. Splendor, interesting. I didn't see that coming. Splendor of our own seems nice, but yeah, we can make a good block, can we? I gotta keep them off of drawing cards though too, something I gotta consider, huh? Can't really do that this turn, so we'll just have to match their energy. Match the energy. No attacks. Get another 1/1, create a 2/2s, and let them get an extra card. Bummer. Bummer. Now I know how it feels to be on the other side of the Cigar to Splendor. Not fun. Not fun at all, especially when we're not going to be able to get anything through here because they're going to go extremely wide. And now they've got a pretty good attack on us, but they don't choose to use it. Oh, depopulate. Nice. Actually, I don't think I want to use it. I think what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm just going to go for AO. I'm going to go for AO here. And this might seem like a weird play, but I think it's the right play because it has flying and vigilance, which means we can go over the top and stop their Splendor from going off from here on out as long as AO stays on the field. Obviously, I know they have borrowed time. There's exiling effects that might hit us this turn. In fact, it's probably highly likely it will. There it is. So if that's the case, though, we'll depopulate on this turn as opposed to not using it at all now. We are going to take a bit of a shot from the opponent here, which does bring us back down to 17. Well, actually, they get the 1/1 counters, don't they? Yikes. Yep, they're going to stop our Splendor from going off. We don't stop theirs, though, unfortunately. We are going to depopulate, though, so we might as well block everything. Bummer. That's a missed opportunity there. If we go here, we're left with 3. Okay, perfect. Depopulate, send everybody to the graveyard. They draw a card, unfortunately, because they have the Jukai Naturalist. This is not looking like it's going to be our game, guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's not looking super hot for us. If we ran Farewell in this deck, just like maybe splashed 1 or 2, we could have a bit of an option to pull from. And the fact that our opponent's running Cigar to Splendor is very odd too. That's not something you see every single time when you're talking about you know, the enchantment deck. So that really did a number on us as well. It plays pretty well against what we're doing as well as an opponent. Okay, we drew 2 lands. we're getting a bit flooded here. A bit flooded at the moment. We'll go again. Wow. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here, guys. It's not our fault. There's just there's a clear disadvantage we're at the fact that we're getting 70 lands drawn in a single turn, and their creatures can come back over and over again, and there's no way we can get through their defenses to deal any sort of damage to our opponent here to stop that Sigarda from getting through. So I mean, we're kind of toast here. It's a really interesting enchantment deck, though. They've got the fight rigging and Splendor. I mean, I respect it. I mean, it is a solid deck on their end. But we are definitely going to be holding our first L here. Where were we? We were at 17. Doesn't matter, huh? So 5, 6 damage gets through. 3, we go back to 17. Yeah, we can draw at least 1 additional card here. All right, come on, something good. Nothing great in the graveyard here, but we do get a couple of decent sized bodies, and we can draw a card, which is pretty interesting. That is also interesting. Hold the phone here. You're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a very small but a possibility nonetheless. But I'm really afraid of this, right? Because they've got 2 cards that they're going to get for free here. All they got to do is target one of their commies with both of the fight riggings. And, well, now they got 2 6/6 commies. And they exile my 4/5. I'm actually surprised about that because we have Voice of the Blessed, which is a much more dangerous creature in my opinion. If we can get that to scale upwards over time. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out. They just got to get 2 damage on us, which should be pretty simple for them to do. What a bummer. We might just give them all this damage here, to be honest. I think I want to keep all of my blockers for the next turn, but they get a borrowed time. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll wrap up the rest of this game. Dang it. I really, for 1 second there, I kind of leaned into the chair a bit there, like we had a shot, but we have no shot here, so dang it. The Voice of the Blessed, man. If we could have got that thing scaling upwards quickly, you never know. You never know. GG. All right, we can try to finish strong here with one more game. I think I got it in me. It's been a long day of recording, but I think we got this, man. I think we got this. I think we landed on something pretty good here, man. I'm just being honest. This mono white thing is it's definitely something I should have looked into a little sooner because it has been solid. We can't keep that. It's just too expensive. This though, we can definitely keep. We got a 2 3 4 curve out here. Love this. Love this. As much as I hate throwing away Elspeth there, I think it's necessary. Hopefully our opponent though isn't on mono black. Anytime I see the braids sleeves, I feel like it's mono black, but it's not. It's actually potentially a Selesnya build. Hate to see it. All right, a little slower though, which we like. We love to see that. Attack in, get that 2 damage. Hopefully Splendor gets to make an appearance here, but that would require us hitting an actual land drop, so let's hope for that. It is another enchantment deck. Strictly Selesnya, probably. Everyone's been on that Selesnya build. Scry 2. You gain 2 life, and then you get a first strike creature. Alright, that's not nearly as scary as Cigar to Splendor. Nice, we do find a land, which gives us the Splendor. And no attacks from us. We'll go ahead and just pass the turn. I do not want to lose the Voice of the Blessed. Even if we take out a Jukai Naturalist, not worth the trade. Voice of the Blessed is going to get absolutely nutty with the Splendor on the field. So let's hope none of those 2 cards get exiled by a borrowed time. Oh, that would be such a bummer. Companion's fine, but it is only a 1 mana spell, so they can, still kind of slam a few more things down here. After playing the enchantments deck yesterday, I've found the value in how good this deck can actually be, and it's pretty scary to play against right now. It really is. All right, they're gonna pump up their Jukai Naturalist, and if they attack into me, that's awkward, unfortunately. Okay, cool. They didn't. I was actually worried about that. Oh, we don't find a land drop though. Bummer. Okay, well, I think I'm just gonna go Paragon then, just so I can gain some life to trigger the Voice of the Blessed. Would have loved to hit a land drop there for the AO, but we'll take what we can get. The board is gonna flip too. The wedding announcement, I mean. So festivities it is, and we've got a really nice board here. So let's just hope our opponent's not some mad lad running some sort of like, I don't know. What card am I thinking of? Farewell. That would be so lame. They do grab Voice of the Blessed. Smart choice. But that does make things a little easier for me to cast out a Depopulate, which I might take advantage of this next turn. I mean, we might as well, right? They're gonna get that fight rigging off pretty easily with the Jukai Naturalist getting bigger and bigger. They still don't attack into us though, because they don't want to get triple blocked here. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta touch your creatures to let them know, hey, I'm gonna do this, just so you know. All right, so we get extra cards here. Love that. Go over the top. Don't let them gain that 6 life, because that would be a little foolish on my part. Let them draw a card here. It's just unfortunately a necessary evil. And let's just hit the reset button. Yeah, reset. And it's a Kami. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna need a Wandering Emperor for that thing. That's annoying. We may just depopulate again, honestly. Just get, you know, a couple more cards off the Splendor and depopulate one more time. Or or we could just this and Wandering Emperor. Seems good to me. Seems good to me. Sometimes what you need, you just gotta voice it and put it out into the void. You know what I'm saying? And you know, sometimes it'll come back to you. Shigeki goes out of play to get another land. I have a feeling because they're playing Shigeki, they've got to be playing the they've got to be playing the what's it called? Brilliant Restoration. They've got to be. Oh, that's a fine play right there too. Do I go for the AO or do I go for the Wandering Emperor? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for the Sanctuary Warden here. I think I'm gonna go Sanctuary Warden, draw a card. Nice. Invoke Justice is huge. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. I probably should have backed off that wedding announcement a few turns ago and went for more of the Wandering Emperor. I didn't expect their Kami to get that big that quick, but I guess let's just get this fight rigging out of the way and see what it is, huh? Catilda. That's a card. Okay, well, if this is gonna be the game, okay, so things are changing pretty rapidly here. I think what I'm gonna do is allow this attack to get through and then blow up the board. I think I'm gonna blow up the board here. Yeah, I played this a little sloppy for sure. I should have gone Wandering Emperor the turn before, but I didn't think they would be getting the Kami this big this quickly. So that's a little bit on me there. I'm gonna go ahead and blow up the board though. Just hit the little reset one more time and swing in for 6. They're down to 12. And we've got another depopulated things go sideways again. I doubt they will though. They're gonna have to respend all this mana again to get these Kamis back into play. I feel pretty good. I also have Invoke Justice, which can get a Paragon and get us how many counters? 4 exact. Yeah, 4. Oh, they go with the Touch of a Spirit Realm. Okay, well that answers that problem. Elspeth is nice. So if let's see, I want to make sure I can play the Wandering Emperor this turn. So that leaves me with 3 mana left over, which means I can't play anything. So I'm just going to pass the turn here, take care of that Kami, and then try to end the game with this 3/3 by giving it flying or something like that with the Elspeth. We'll see. But the play here is for sure going to be the... does that give it Vigilance? No. Good. Good. That's fine. Actually, I enjoy the fact that they just did that. It's gonna kill 2 very big birds with 1 stone here, so we'll take it. That actually might send them in a bit of a spiral here too, to be honest. They might actually be pretty upset about that and scoop. I mean, I would. That's a blowout kind of a play right there. All right. 1/1 counter. Elspeth. Lifelink. Just to ensure that we draw that extra card with the Splendor. Just to ensure it. Again, I think I played this particular game right here and now pretty poorly. But still coming out pretty far ahead at the moment. I'm feeling pretty confident. All right, 2 more cards. I have a Celestis, and I think I'm gonna focus the AO here. Focus on the AO. Give it the first strike. Give it the life link. All right. Unless they have a way to exile this, which they definitely could. I think that should close out this game here. No matter how big the Kami ends up getting. They do have 1, 2, 3, 4 enchantments down. So I mean, if they get down a Hall and Haunting, they're gonna need to also get down 2 more smaller enchantments to make things fly. That's a possibility. If they attack here, that's kind of strange. Yeah, that's kind of strange. What could that be about? I don't know. I'm still gonna block because even if they somehow do kill AO here off of some combat trick, it could have been, you know, one of these, but it's farewell. Okay. Not exactly the worst thing in the world, though. Not exactly the worst thing in the world. I can't believe they're running that card in their own deck, though. That's actually crazy. That's not exactly a card that synergizes well with the runes and the enchantments. It's actually the card I would need to take care of that deck. So that worked out. You guys, no need to criticize that last game. I'm well aware. I'm very tired. I didn't play that very well, but it's all good. We will go ahead and close this out though with some final thoughts. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break it down now, but before I do so, I wanted to give a huge shout out to everybody who made it this far into the video. It means the absolute world to me. I'm glad you guys stuck with me all the way through. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm, so appreciate that a ton. And with that being said, let's take a look at today's deck. A lot going on here, guys. So I think we'll kick it off with, you know, one of the only 4-ofs in the deck. We're talking about Voice of the Blessed. Now, this card right here is essentially the build around here. It's our most powerful win con. It's something that scales upwards over time that, you know, beats out the Meat Hook Massacre pretty well and gets to a point of indestructibility as well. And it's very, very powerful card. Now, this card right here couldn't be our only win con, of course, because it is a little bit easy to remove if you're talking about like sacrifice effects like Liliana and whatnot. So we had to not only get a little bit wider on the board, but also you know, we had to have backup plans. So there's a couple of things going on here. So obviously, let's start with the gaining life. We knew we had to have ways to gain life, right? So Splendor was the obvious choice. This had to be our #1 option. So not only is this going to gain us life over time, but it's also going to get us a lot of card value. So this had to be in the deck. And of course, Wandering Emperor, I think, also had to be in the deck. These 2 cards were kind of my first 2 go-tos on building this deck. Now, Wandering Emperor is the best, you know, one of the best planeswalkers out there. I mean, being able to gain life and also remove things is great. And then I thought the Celestis and the Sunset Revelry were a nice little splash here too, because Sunset Revelry hasn't been great for me, but I thought splashing in 2 might be really good because, you know, we're not extremely wide and fast. So there's going to be times where we're going to get those 1/1 counters, which is super helpful. But mostly if we take a little bit of an early beating from, you know, aggro decks, we can gain that life, making our Voice of the Blessed even bigger, which is fantastic. And then Celestis helps a lot too because it gains us life, but it also ramps us into our bigger spells. And, you know, we can sift through our cards a little bit, throwing things into the graveyard, which doesn't exactly hurt us too bad because we got great tools like Paragon. Paragon can bring back a lot of this stuff, mostly the Voice of the Blessed. If it does get killed, we can bring it back later. And Invoke Justice. It can also bring back Voice of the Blessed, and it actually works extremely well with the Voice because it allows us to put 1/1 counters on things too, 4 of them to be exact, which is a big boost to the Voice of the Blessed. Now we have let's see, where do we go from here? So we knew that, again, the Voice of the Blessed might be targeted obviously very quickly, so we have other ways we can win the game. We have things like AO and Sanctuary Warden as backup plans. Both of these things can smash pretty good. They also protect themselves really good. Sanctuary Warden has shield counters. This also allows us to go find value if it dies. So, and it works really well with the rest of the deck because we can find permanents, which we have plenty of, 4 of and less. And if we choose not to do that and we have a Voice of the Blessed on the field, we can give it 1/1 counter. So it helps a lot with the game plan. So this made a lot of sense to be in the deck. And we also have Wedding Announcement. I mean, there's just so much going on here, guys. I've never ran this much of a plethora of a deck, but in mono white, it seemed to make a little bit more sense to run this many different types of cards because this mono white just has a lot of really great tools, man. Mono white's in a really good spot right now. Depopulate is a way to sweep the field in this deck. And as you can tell, it doesn't really hurt us too bad because, again, we can just kind of refill the board with the Invoke Justice, Sarah Paragon. And then we have Restoration, which can bring in a free Voice of the Blessed and then get us our mana to help us, you know, find our 4th, you know, land drops. And then lastly, here's really the card I wanted to talk about the most: Destroy Evil. This thing destroys enchantments and creatures with power, with toughness 4 or greater, which is kind of really cool because it's almost like a Valorant stance. That card was really important at one point in the meta. A lot of people were running this card, but you know, giving indestructibility, not that great anymore. It's mostly going to be sacrifice effects that are going to be getting your creatures or meat hook massacres. So doing the you know, destroy the creature thing is great, but there are a lot of enchantments floating around. As you saw yesterday's deck, we did an enchantment deck ourselves. A lot of enchantments happening right now, so destroy evil makes a lot of sense right now as a removal tool. So but again, the deck was definitely out of my realm of the norm. I don't really run a lot of 2-ofs, 1-ofs, like splashing things in here and there. I think that's obviously a more high level thing to do. Most people, you know, a lot of people do that really great, but mostly you know, I run a handful of cards that work well together and try to stick to 3 and 4-ofs. But this felt right. It felt right. It played well, and it just made sense. As much as it doesn't look like it makes sense, it made a lot of sense to me. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, man. It was very different. And I had a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun with this one. But before I get out of here, as always, huge shout out goes to the Marty Mob. If you guys don't know, the Marty Mob is the membership program here on the channel, so I got to give a huge shout out as always to them, and let them know that I appreciate all of their support all the time, man. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for me. It means the absolute world. And also, before I get out of here, it is Wednesday, so there will be a live stream going on tonight at 6 p.m. MST, Mountain Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. If you guys don't want to deal with the time zone things, just go ahead and hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I go live, and that'd be awesome. You guys come by and see what's up. We're gonna probably be playing a little bit of the ladder, trying out some new stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today, man. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys back here on the next one. Until next time, guys, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. Yeah. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.